Alright, on this video we're going to cover Rust-Oleum Wipe New Headlight Restore. The 98 Civic has got some pretty bad headlights and I want to get them cleared up so that we can see better. Alright, let's take a little bit of a look at what's in the box, what comes in the box. Looks like we have the Wipe New, which is the final step of the process. It's the last clear coating, we call it. And then we have a bag with some instructions, a glove, a microfiber towel, and a sanding pad. Alright, get the instructions out first. Pretty basic, gives you the step-by-steps. Now on to the bag of goodies. We've got a sanding block. One side is a coarse grit, one side's a fine grit, green being the coarse. Then some gloves to protect your hands, and a microfiber towel. Now here's a before shot, the front of the Civic, a little bit from a distance. You can see how bad the headlights are contaminated. And then here's the passenger side. And we're going to take a look at the driver's side. So years of oxidation. Alright, let's get started. Alright, we're going to start with some household cleaner. We want to clean off all the wax and all the road grime and bugs and whatnot. So we're going to spray it with a little 409, and then I'm going to take basically a paper towel, wipe it down really good, scrub it. We want to get all that grease and wax and old contamination off. Now we want to spray it with some clean water, flush it down really good, and we want to get the remaining residue of the 409 off. Just a good rinse. Don't worry, you can't use too much water, spray away. We just want to really get this headlight really clean. Okay, now we're going to start the sanding process. So we're going to use the green side first. We're going to get the headlight nice and wet. This is a traditional wet sanding process, and our goal here is to sand the very top layer off the top of that headlight. Green being the most coarse side of that pad, and you're going to see that what's coming off is kind of a yellowish, whitish, and that's that top layer of oxidation actually coming off the plastic. We're pulling a fine layer of plastic off the top of that headlight. Alright, as we continue to sand, we're going to want to keep the headlight nice and wet, and we want to keep rinsing it down. So I'm just spraying some clean water on the headlight and letting it run down, let that residue run off. And I'm going to spray the pad, rinse that pad off. So that plastic's going to start getting embedded in that pad. We want to keep it nice and clean. And we're going to continue to sand the headlight until we get to no more yellowish, but more of a whitish residue coming off the headlight. Okay, now I'm done with the green pad, and I've rinsed the headlight down. I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'll wipe it off really good. I want to really inspect how it looks, look for any oxidation I may have missed, and try and make sure I have a good quality. Now, as this headlight starts to dry, it's going to have a kind of a foggy haze to it, and that's normal. We've sanded the headlight, so we're adding those little minor scratches. And now I'm switching over to the gray side of this pad, which is a much finer. I believe it's 4,000 grit, and this is going to shine a lot smoother, and it will start to bring that transparency back to that headlight as we continue through. This is probably the second most important step. The first one with the green pad of really getting down and getting that oxidation off. This, you got to do a good job to get all the scratches that we created with the green side. We want to get those off the headlight. All right, so we've done a lot of work with the gray side of the pad, and now we're going to dry the headlight off. We've done lots of rinsing. We're going to dry the headlight off, and we're going to once again inspect the headlight, and we're looking for any of the deep scratches. So if I don't see any deep scratches, we can start to move on to the next step. Again, you can see as this headlight starts to dry that it's still pretty hazy, and I expect this. Okay, we still have extremely small surface scratches. So now I'm going to take the red microfiber towel that comes with the kit, and we want to dry this headlight even more. We want to make sure we get everything off, and this microfiber towel is not going to leave behind any fibers or anything like that. So you really don't want to use a paper towel in this step, because our next step is going to add this clear coat. So now let's finish on the last step. We're going to use the Wipe It New. Now, I did not mask off the painted parts of the car here, and I would recommend that if you have a nice car that you do that. If this product runs down onto your paint, it could cause damage to your paint. Okay, so that's your warning. And then depending on the kit that you purchase, this particular kit uses a wipe pad. Not all of them do. They use a different kind of product. So you just want to wipe it top to bottom. You want to do as little wipes as possible. It will start to melt the surface of the plastic, so you don't have a lot of time to work with it. And then just nice smooth wipes, and you see how crystal clear that headlight's turned out. All right, so now we just want to let this dry and cure. So here's a finished shot from the front of the car. You can see the difference from the beginning to now. What an amazing difference it is, and the lights are crystal clear. And we're going to take a little bit of a close-up look at the driver's side. See how clear this turned out, almost brand new. Looks amazing. And then we're going to take a quick look at the passenger side. And once again, beautiful. Product worked great. I would highly recommend it. After a year later, it still looks great. It's starting to get a little bit of a hint, but it looks great. And here's a top to bottom comparison. The top being the before, the bottom, and the after. Definitely worth the money. I would recommend it. It's very easy. I think anybody at home can do it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.